This episode is brought to you by Americas Rehab Campus. Get on the road to recovery with the best rehab in beautiful Arizona. Dial 1-833-272-7342. That's 1-833-ARC-REHAB.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to the Archer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Arcast. My name is Buddha.
And I'm Michaela.
And we are here once again. It is a beautiful sunny day out there. My homeboy that I got in the studio with us, he's been grinding. He's been up since 4 a.m. out there detailing cars. He's a hustler out there handling his business. I had the pleasure of working with this gentleman for a while. I know he's got a beautiful testimony. I'm excited to have him in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause to my homeboy, Tommie.
Yeah.
What up, Tommie?
What up, though?
Yeah, man. Gotta
on
get
the
that.
mic. First time on the mic. It's
Heck
all
yeah.
good.
Hey, you got that good voice for it, though, bro.
Oh, that's what's up.
I would have never guessed that was your first time on a microphone.
It is.
How have you been, dog?
I've been good, man. I've been good. I just been working and working.
And working, huh?
Yeah, and staying clean.
So you've been. I got your card right here. I'm gonna make sure that I promote this too on the podcast.
sure.
Anybody wants their car, a good day to be clean, mobile detailing. Tommie C. How long you been doing this for?
I've been doing this off and on for about, it's been a minute, about 10 years.
About 10 years.
I've been detailing for about 20 years, but now I'm trying to make it 100% mobile where I can have my own business.
Oh, that's dope.
I don't want to work for nobody no more.
Hey, that's the goal right there, bro.
That's the goal.
That's cool. So the whole time that you were working like in the behavioral health field and stuff, you were doing that on the side, it's like a little side hustle thing?
No, I wasn't doing it then.
Oh, no?
I didn't start doing it until I no longer was affiliated with the behavioral health occupation. Once I stopped, it freed me up to do other things. So I just got back into it.
Oh, okay.
I was doing it on a regular basis, and then I just stopped because actually I had a really good paying job before I started the BHT thing. I worked for BE Aerospace for 13 years.
Oh, dope. What'd you do over there?
We built super first class suites for Emirates Airlines.
Ooh.
Wow, that's cool.
Etihad, Qatar, all the foreign stuff, man. And we flew all over the world, man. The Kardashians ride on Emirates.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they got commercials. It's pretty cool. So I was making really good money, and I just stopped doing it because I was working every day anyway.
Yeah.
And then they ended up laying us all off. And that's how I actually ended up here when I got laid off.
Okay.
And I came here for a year, and I was here for a year. And then when I left here, I just kind of bounced around a little bit, and then I got a little job down. I actually work at a grocery store in produce part-time, and I detail one of my days off.
That's cool, man. So you always staying moving, always handling business.
Always.
That's cool, man. Yeah, we're reminiscing a little bit, Michaela. It's been, I mean, even the timeline is a little bit blurry, and I think that's kind of normal, especially since COVID. We couldn't figure out if Tommie was here before COVID or after COVID. I think it was before.
Yep.
Bro, it has changed. The world has changed, but ARC especially.
Yeah,
It's crazy how now our life is pre-COVID, post-COVID. That's like a way we refer to things now. Like,
yeah.
as simple as saying, it was Christmas.
I agree.
Before COVID.
Yeah, it'll never be the same because, like, before COVID, during the day, you didn't see a lot of movement because most people were at work.
Yeah.
Now everybody out and about.
That's
It's
crazy.
like crazy all hours of the day because a lot of people work from home now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are entrepreneurs. They work for themselves. And so it's like not only do you get the retired people out and about, you get some of everybody out and about now.
Yeah, it's nuts,
It's
man.
different.
Yeah, dude, I was thinking about that, man. I mean, the census here has gone up a lot. It's changed a lot, man. Mike is doing some amazing stuff. He's got this big old thing in the back right here where the dirt lot used to be.
Okay.
Gated it up completely. They're gonna put a huge, like a volleyball tournament thing with a huge like sand pit.
Oh,
They're gonna
cool.
put like calisthenics equipment back there to be able to do workouts. You know, a lot of the pull-ups, dips, all those types of things.
Dig
They're
that.
redoing the little dock right here where I guess there was like a leak. It caved in, like it was pretty
really?
bad. So they've had that blocked off. They're rebuilding it completely, the structure of that.
That's what's up.
IOP. I mean, dude, it's been crazy. They even got a whole new building right back here. So it's just been changing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, been changing.
That's
bro.
cool though.
Growing a lot, man. We miss you here, bro.
Yeah.
For sure. So I remember one of my highlights too of being here. This was around the time that I was a lead. I was a BHT at the time, right? We used to do a lot of the community meetings. And I'm sure you remember the community meetings. That's when they would be like, hey, man, there's, you have all the men or all the women in a room, and every week, at least once a week, you sit and you talk about what needs to be improved on, different characteristics, things that we're looking for, respect for employees, respect for clients, just kind of discussing things. And I always remember, bro, witnessing you go in there. You'd be in a room full of 60 dudes around in a circle, and you would just control that room, bro. You're just keeping everybody calm and chill. Where'd that come from, bro?
I don't know. I have no idea. When it comes to recovery,
yeah,
I don't have no fear.
Yeah.
Because, like, recovery for me is, like, that's what I'm rooted in. So I'm passionate about that. And then, like, being around other addicts, and I come from where they come from, so I'm like one of them.
Yeah.
Just that made it to the other side.
That's beautiful.
Like, I made it out of the horrors of addiction. So I don't have no fear when it comes to trying to get them to understand certain things and behaviors, and that's all it is, man. It's like, if I can do it, you can do it. So, it's one of those things where you try to get people to like listen and learn from you.
Yeah.
And when you're passionate about it and they know you come from where they come from, they willing to listen to you.
That's dope, man. That's awesome. So yeah, let's go back, man. So like, where are you from? Are you from here?
Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Phoenix.
You're from Phoenix?
Yeah, I was born in Phoenix, raised.
Okay.
Bounced around a little bit. And when I was a kid, we used to go visit my dad, like in Colorado, Boston, Massachusetts, wherever he was in the summertime. We was always on the plane as kids in the summertime. Going to see dad. Yeah.
You have any siblings?
I do. I have my older brother who's a year older than me. He unfortunately passed away from the horrors of addiction. And then I got two sisters.
Okay.
But then I also got another brother and two more sisters on my dad's side, but he remarried.
Okay.
Because I was raised by my stepdad, actually.
Okay.
So I got two sisters that, like, me and my brother got the same mom and dad. And then my two sisters, they got the same mom and dad. And then, you know how it is. Once, like, your parents get divorced, they go off and create other families. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. How were you in school, bro? Were you a good student?
Yeah, I was a good student. I was an honor roll student all the way up to my, my sophomore year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I like learning. I thought it was cool to be able to throw your hand up when the teacher asks a question.
Okay, yeah. And then one of the things I remember about you the most, so I got to ask you this question. You're probably the biggest Eagles fan that I know, bro.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
So
fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, see, Michaela's an Eagles fan too.
I dig that. That's what's up.
Yeah, my dad grew up going, he had season tickets. He lived in Maple Shade, New Jersey, but they took the train into Philly, he and his dad. And so he was at all the games. When they won the Super Bowl a few years ago, he cried like a star.
That's
real
so cool.
fan.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm a ride or die. I bleed green. Shit. Yeah, that's one thing. Another thing I'm passionate about. I've been to like 4 games, man. That was the best time of my life because it's just amazing. It's cool.
That's cool. We were actually looking online, the Cardinals game on Friday. They were saying the tickets were like $5.
For what?
For the preseason tickets in Phoenix on Friday for the Broncos and the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. That's because don't nobody want to see either one of them. They got to get the fans out there some kind of way.
They're offering free food.
Yeah, they didn't do too good last year, Cardinals or the Broncos, so they got to kind of like build the fans up to come on out and show some support.
Hey, I've never been to a professional game, man. We were looking at the U of A and NAU are coming, and it seems like the tickets for the professional game are even cheaper than at the U of A.
Dig that. Who's your team?
Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, you got to check the Cardinal schedule and see when they come and go. You got to go, bro.
Oh, man, I would love to.
It's so much fun. Yeah, it's so cool.
So did you play sports in school?
I played, I ran track. I played football my freshman year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I was a little dude. I was like, they wanted me to play on offense, and them dudes don't play on defense, man. I got laid out once. I was like, nah, man, y'all got to put me on defense. I ain't doing this no more. So.
That's hilarious.
I did it my freshman year. That was it. But yeah, that was actually the end of my sports career. But I did grow up running track and playing pop warner football. I tried in my freshman year, but I was quick, but I was just a little dude, you know what I mean?
All right. And when would you say in your life that you started dabbling like with substances? When was the first time that you remember using?
Yeah, that would be 1982.
1982.
Summertime.
Ooh.
The end of my sophomore year, because that was the last time I made the honor roll as well.
Okay.
That's when everything changed, because that summer I started drinking and smoking a little reefer. That was the beginning of it all. And yeah, shoot, my brother, my older brother, like I got stepbrother, you know.
Yeah.
First time I tried it, I was like, nah, I didn't like it. But then the second time, you know how it goes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You just start. It's always fun in the beginning, anyway. But yeah, 1982, man. My summer right after my sophomore year.
Oh man.
It all
Okay.
became, yeah.
So it just slowly progressed at that point.
Yeah, because by 1984, I was freebasing crack cocaine.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, right out of high school.
Right out of high school.
Yeah.
Man.
Back then, it was freebasing. And it wasn't called crack or nothing like that. You know, it was a whole different vibe. It was a social thing.
For real.
Yeah, we did it with class. Like, we used to sit around and play cards and listen to music. And
Had your pinky up?
Yeah, and we would be freebasing. It was like a bong thing. It hadn't had nothing to do with like the way they do things now. Which, you know, but then I don't know where it all changed. It's just like everybody started getting like scandalous.
That's crazy.
It went from like social to everybody being like scandalous.
Wow, man.
I know I did personally. You know what I mean? Like, I went from this cool dude to like, I was into lowriders. I was into music. You know, I was just this really cool dude. But like, the more I started doing that, the more I turned into somebody else. Like, I didn't do the cars no more. I didn't do the music no more. You know, like, it was one of those things where it was so powerful, the addiction, to the point where like even if I drank, like, for some reason my money would be gone, to the point where I couldn't even get a drink, or, you know, like a smoke, and I couldn't even get smokes because all my money went on that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it got bad, man. Really, really bad.
When you started doing that, at how long did it take you from that progression of when you started to when you felt like you were at your worst?
Let's see. So 84, caught a case in 96. Went to the pen for 3.5 years.
Oh, yeah?
So got out in 99. I did that 3.5 years. I got out in 3.
Yeah.
And what did you think I did when I got out? First thing I did when I got high again like an idiot. And then I ended up going back. I ended up going back to do another 2.5 years and got out and did the same thing. So that was from, let's see, 84, 94. This is like, my clean date is April 1st, 05.
05. Okay. So, damn, you're going on 20 years, bro. Almost 20 years. Congratulations.
Yeah. Miracles do happen, right?
Okay. So the times that you had gotten locked up, this for you, by the way.
Oh, no.
You ain't heard that in a minute.
My first instinct is to run. I'm a rabbit, man. I'm gone. Root. Nah, I see root. I'm gone. Yeah.
Were they drug related offenses? Just doing some bullshit? Yeah.
Okay. Out there curb serving, sold some dope to some undercover narc. Didn't even know it. You know what I mean? I got arrested for trespassing. They booked me for 3 count sales narcotics.
Wow.
I'm like, man, y'all done made a mistake, right? So when the public pretender came and read me the police report, I realized that I remembered the incident, and I was like, oh my God, I was caught up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Young, dumb, didn't have no money. You know, I wasn't raised in that type of world.
Yeah.
But I ended up running Van Buren, Arizona for years, man, hanging out with pimps and the hookers and jack boys, and like everybody had alias names like Ice and Ghetto and J-Rock, and I'm out there hollering at Lil T. That was my street name.
Okay.
But nobody knew my real name, and I didn't know they real names. We didn't care, you know. It was just one of those things where you was out there trying to make $1 out of 15 cents and finding ways and means to get more, and it didn't matter what your name was, you know.
Yeah.
It was a street life. So did that for a while, and it didn't turn out too good.
Like that seems to be something that, you know, we see a lot is people get involved in that lifestyle, little by little, you know, because it happens in small increments. Eventually you just wake up and it's like, man, how did I even get here in the first place, right?
Yes.
How did the relationship change with your family during this time, bro?
Yeah, my mom and my stepdad, that's my dude. He's a good dude, and man, like he was always there for me. I honestly believe I'm here today because of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I would be out on the streets running and gunning and getting caught, you know, and things start getting rough, you know, and like I get sick and I owe this dope man money, I owe this dude money, and I can't hustle no more, I would make a phone call and he would come and get me.
Okay.
My pops always supported me. Like my mom was like a no sense type of mom. She like, I ain't raised you that way.
Mm-hmm.
The answer was no. So I would always say, put the old man on the phone. He would get on the phone. He's like, what's up, Junebug? And I'd tell him what's going on. And every time he would come through for me multiple times. He never said no.
What a blessing, man.
What a blessing, man.
Absolutely.
I'm here today because of him and my mom.
And so that was my question that I wanted to ask was, do you feel like you got into that lifestyle and, you know, doing those things because of like a resentment you had, your real pops not really being there type of thing? Or was it just the circumstances, the school, the lifestyle?
No, it was just one of those things where like everybody was doing it.
Yeah.
And here's a real reason. One of the real reasons was like my older brother was my idol, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had the low rider. I got a low rider. Wherever he went, I went. I want to be like him.
How much older was he?
He was a year older than me. So he was doing it, so I was doing it. And I remember, I'll never forget, one day he told me, bro, he's like, be careful, man. He's like, this is no joke. He's like, either you going to be in it or out of it. But he told me you can't swing the fence.
Yeah.
So he was like, you got to make a choice. Like, he wanted me to get out, but I stayed in. It was more of it was peer pressure more than anything. It didn't have nothing to do with like any resentments or anything. It was just wanting to fit in. And you hang around what you do, you know?
Yeah.
So I was doing it, they was doing it, and that was all that was.
Wow. And did you have any kids, anything at this time?
Yeah. I had a son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to be there for him, but my disease wouldn't allow me to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
he's my son is 36, 37 now.
Okay.
And I got a daughter as well. She's 30. My son, to be honest with you, my daughter she is amazing, man. She got my little grandson Carter.
That's cool.
He's 4. That's my dude. But my son, I honestly don't know what's going on with him right now.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him. But that's his MO. So sometimes no news is good news.
Yep.
But I pray for him and I give him to God. You know what I mean? Because like he knows how to find me.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been around me. He's been to Tucson.
So at what point in your life, Tommie, like when did you ever decide that you wanted to get clean? Did you try multiple times? First time?
Of course.
Yeah.
Multiple times. Yeah, I've always been like on a roller coaster, you know?
Yeah.
I do good and then like, but when you in the grips of addiction and you don't know nothing about recovery and you don't know nothing about addictive behaviors and character defects, basically like, some people can do it on their own. I was one of the persons that couldn't. So I would do good for a while, but then when I got a little money and the opportunity presented itself, I would use. Because it's what I knew, you know what I mean? That was my MO.
Yeah.
But I don't know, after a while, like, I don't really think I found recovery. I think recovery found me.
Amen.
Yeah.
How was your faith during this time? Have you always had a faith in God?
Oh, most definitely. Boy, being out there on the streets like that, I know it's got to be a God.
Yeah.
It's something, you know, I know I had my pops and my moms. Yeah, they stayed in the church, you know, and they was praying for me when I didn't have sense enough to pray for myself. Somebody was praying for me.
What is the scripture where it talks about, you know, kids or people will drift, but they will always come back, you know, as long as you keep them in that, you know, so what a blessing that, you know, like you said, God has always been there with you. I think there's a lot of people who are very pessimistic and are like, how could you say there's a God when you're out there in the streets struggling, dealing with that type of stuff?
Yeah, well, people have different reasons for why they do certain things, right?
Yeah.
I chose to do the things I did. I don't blame nobody. I don't have no excuses. I was raised to know the difference between right and wrong. But when you selfish, self-centered, self-obsessed, and self-destructive, you don't really care about nothing, and you really don't put a whole lot of value on your life. So you just go do whatever you want to do, and you don't care who's being victimized when you coming through like a tornado, just destroying everything. So you just basically do what you want to do. And the thing, like I always say, my recovery is rooted in my God, the God of my understanding, right?
Yep.
That does for me what I can't do for myself. That's always been there, and it's just one of those things that you have to tap into. But it takes some kind of path being rerouted or change in life to wake up to that.
Yeah.
Because a spiritual awakening is one of the most valuable gifts an addict can receive. So when you out there and you ripping and running and you ain't got nowhere to go, you ain't got no money, nobody don't want to help you, it's easy to get your spirit broken. Man. I know what that's like. But to come into recovery and to realize that this, like my program that I work, because I'm a Narcotics Anonymous member, it's a spiritual program.
Yeah.
So once I got my spirit awakening, I realized I started to put some value on myself and on my life and on the choices that I make. Could be like I'm clean today, but I'm a choice away from using all day, every day. I mean, because I have that freedom, right? Yep. And a lot of times that's what any addict is just looking for, that freedom to just be themselves and to be successful and to be good and to be that good dad, that good brother, that good son or whatever it may be. But those choices that we make won't allow us to. But with God, put God first. My pops used to always say, Junebug, you put God first, everything else will work itself out.
That's so cool, man. And I love hearing that your stepdad took that role for you. You know what I mean? I'm so grateful. I think of my brother, man. My brother's pops never was around, but when my dad came through, even during his struggles, he was always there for my brother. I think that's a trait of a real man to be able to do that, because we all need a mother and a father figure in our lives. You know what I mean? Whatever that is, and it's that love and that nurturing that we need to help us.
Heck yeah.
So I know you said that you had gone into treatment a couple different times. Do you remember that moment where you had that awakening from God? Where were you at where you felt like a change?
I was sitting in, I was sitting in detox.
Okay.
Right? Sitting in detox, and it changed in there. Someone, I don't remember who it was. It had to be my bro, Steve, or my lady, Deb. They brought me a Narcotics Anonymous basic text, and I read it. And it changed my life, man, because that book was written for addicts, by addicts. And when I read it, it all made sense. It was like an awakening, right?
Yeah.
And when I read it, two things stuck out to me the most in there. It said, we must get honest or we will use again, and we are sick as our secrets. And I'm thinking to myself, I couldn't tell the truth to save my life. I was always lying. That was one of my character defects. And then I had these secrets. And I was like, oh my God. It was the core of what kept me from being a genuine person, because I always felt like I had to hide these things from you. And I would always abandon people before they really got to know me.
Okay.
So when I read that and I understood that was the beginning.
Yeah.
And I knew that I had some work to do. I got some work to do. I ain't gonna make it.
Wow.
Yeah. I had some work to do.
Those moments are my favorite to hear about, bro. I love hearing about those moments.
How powerful it is. It's just like what you just said, Buddha, it's one of your favorite parts. It's just amazing to me how every single person, goes into recovery or starts their recovery thinking that they're the only one. But then when you can flip that, their story is so unique to them. And each one is so powerful of how God can use us after we get through something tough. So it's flipping the feeling alone to this is unique to me and this is how I'm going to use it.
Yeah, I like that, flipping, because that's what it is. You got to flip everything around. It's like spiritual principles, right? I know how to be angry. I know how to be hostile. I know how to be resentful. I know how to isolate.
Yeah.
And I know about fear and denial. But then you flip it, you get a little bit of honesty, some trust, a little bit of integrity, some humility. The spiritual principles I didn't know how to practice. I was like, grandma wasn't safe around me. I'd jack her and help her look for it. That's how the kind of addict I was, man. I'm serious. My mom give me money to go to the store. She'd bring me my change. My mom wouldn't get her change back.
Yeah.
Because I go out and use, and to turn that around, it takes a little bit of work. It's not hard. It's a simple thing for complicated people like myself. You know what I mean? It's simple but complicated when you
How does it go? We all have the ability to turn on a small light in a dark room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I think another beautiful part about being able to hear people's testimonies to me is the fact that sometimes, our decisions do take us through these hells, right? These horrible depths of this ugly world, ugly world. I just had my boy in here a couple of days ago talking about that. Had it not been the hell that he experienced, he would have never really understood that there was a heaven, because God was with him the entire time. And I think the cool part about that is the fact that God uses people sometimes and awakens them when it's their time to be awakened, when God chooses to awaken them because of what they can do to help other people. And that's what I'm hearing when I hear, your story, at least to me, is that God chose, like, you know what, I'm ready. Like, all your experiences, everything that you've gone through, being a liar, being an addict, all of these were for a reason.
Yeah, that's real talk. Because some of us make it and some don't. Yeah. It's like, God bless the ones that do and God bless the ones that don't. But like, if you flip it around and make some changes, it's a beautiful thing. It's like, okay, it's my time. It's my time to turn these things around, and not go back. That's the main thing, is to get clean and stay clean.
Yeah.
I think it's the difference between getting clean and staying clean. Of course, when you down and out, you're trying to get some help, right? But to stay on that path, it's not always easy for addicts. Because like a lot of us, we don't know how to deal with failure, success, or nothing else. You know what I mean? Like life on life terms is like it in our literature says, through our inability to accept personal responsibility, we just create our own problems. We just seem to be incapable of facing life on its own terms.
Yep.
Because it's a disease. A lot of times, most of us don't even know we have. I know when I came into recovery, I didn't know nothing about addiction or recovery. I didn't know nothing about none of these programs that are going on. NA, AA, CA, none of that.
Wow.
I just knew I had a problem and I had to fix it, and I couldn't fix it. Not until I came into the rooms. And it made sense to hear somebody tell your story and you can identify with where they coming from, right? And it, like the young lady was saying, lets you know you're not alone. And then you be like, man, most addicts don't want to feel their feelings. They want to drug them or drink them.
Yeah.
And people in recovery, we feel our feelings, but we don't drug them or drink them. And then that's a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir.
Because how do you do that? That's what my first question when I came into the rooms. I used to sit in the rooms and listen to people share, and they be sharing about their family situation, financial situation, health situation, the dog situation, just life on life's turn, right? Their car, money, whatever it may be, but they weren't using. I thought that was amazing to me. I was like, how you do that? Because I never felt my feelings. I would always go drug them. I just didn't know how to cope with anything.
Yeah.
I had no coping skills. I come from a good home, but I know for a fact my pops and my moms were my enablers.
Yeah. Man, I mean, I think that's very, very insightful, and so when you got sober almost 20 years ago, man, that's such a huge blessing.
Yeah.
What was the first thing that started changing in your life? Like the relationships, what was it that was like the first indication that God is in control this time?
Yeah. I felt like he always was in control because I always prayed, right?
Yeah.
And it started when I was early in recovery. And I had this light bulb idea, right? I was like, something ain't right? Because you can get clean and then there's this void, right? You feel like something missing, I didn't try to build a relationship with God. I didn't think about that. I wasn't trying to put him first. I just felt like something was missing. And my best thinking, my light bulb idea told me it was a woman.
Okay.
So you know what I did? I got down on my knees and I prayed to God for a good woman. And he sent me his best 5-star woman to answer my prayers. He said, I'm going to send you a 5-star woman, because I wasn't very specific about anything. I just said a good woman. And he sent me one of his 5-star women just to see what I was going to do with her. And when I met her, when they say love is blind,
yeah,
I experienced that in life.
Yeah?
Yeah, because when I met my lady, we was dating and everything. We was vibing and everything. And then, you know, I was managing this halfway house at the time. And we used to go to all the NA events, little Halloween things, dances and everything. And I would always have to go back to this halfway house to check in on these dudes. And it got kind of old. And then I had another light bulb idea. And I was like, I should just move in with her. And so I told her, right? I'm like, hey, what do you think about me moving in with you? She looked at me dead in my face, in my eye. And she said, do you think you can handle me and my crew?
Ooh, her crew.
Her crew. My lady had 4 girls, 1 boy, and like 3 grandkids at the time.
Oh, wow.
You know, so now between her and I, we got 7 kids, 14 grandkids, and 1 great grandkid.
Wow. That's a blessing,
yeah,
bro.
Because when I asked her, she said, you think you can handle me and my crew? I'm like, yeah. But I moved in with her, right? I didn't see them kids because I was digging on her so much and she was my world. So I was like, life was beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So we living in this little 3-bedroom apartment, you know what I mean? Kids in the drawers, refrigerators, they in the cupboards. We stepping the kids everywhere, right? And I don't see none of them, you know, it's all good.
Yeah.
And then so we started getting our finances together and everything, you know, because we want to get a house. And then we get the house and everything. And this was when I was early on in recovery. I actually had 3 years clean at the time. And we moved into this nice place, everything copacetic, man, loving my life and everything, man. But like, this was before I read that narcotics. And I was in the program for 3 years and I hadn't even read the basic text.
Wow.
I was just going to meetings wanting to sound good. I had a sponsor stuck on some step. I don't even remember which one, which happens in recovery. Because what I started doing, I started putting things in front of my recovery. And they taught me that anything you put in front of your recovery, you will lose. Ooh. So I'm running around playing games. See, I'm playing. You know, I got the good woman, I got the job and everything copacetic, but I'm still playing. And turn around, man, like I had 3 years clean. We got the house and everything copacetic, and I used, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the first person I called was her. She was like, you serious? I like, yeah. She said, let me call you back. Click. She hung up because she in recovery too.
Okay.
So I go on this binge, you know, and
How long did that last?
3 days.
3 days.
I was detailing cars at Simonize at the time. I ran around for 3 days with that Simonize shirt. I had this really long hair looking like Don King and Shaka Khan, thinking I'm fly, you know what I mean? A legend in my own mind. Back then, I thought I was old tennis shoe parking lot pimp anyway. But
detail like 10 cars in an hour.
No, I wouldn't go to work. When I use, I don't go to work when I use.
Oh, okay.
That's the last place I'm going. Yeah, cause see, I turned into a different person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Tommie no more. I'm a gutter addict. I'm finna go over there on Stone and Glen and hang out with the cutthroat down the Jack, whatever.
Yeah.
Cause that's all I want to do. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go to work. I'm not even a responsible, productive member of society no more. I turn into somebody. I'm a menace to society now. Because when everything run out, I'm down for whatever to get some more. Means and ways to get more.
After that first hit.
I turn into it. Yeah, exactly. Stuck on stupid, right?
Wow, man.
So I go on this binge, right? And then I check myself in the detox. I called my lady after being there for like a day or two. I'm like, I want to come home. She's like, okay, come on. I went back home. And payday hit, shit, I was gone again.
Oh, shit, dude.
My lady was like, you know what? I ain't dealing with you. You know, I'm an old school type of dude, right? I always stash money at the house, cash, you know what I mean, for emergencies. Yeah. I don't really, the bank thing, and that's okay and all, on credit cards or whatever. But I always keep money at home, right? And I called her up because I want to con her to get this money, right? I'm like, I got to get to this money. And I told her to meet me at this park, right? And I told her to come by herself, man. She came, but she came with a caravan of Narcotics Anonymous members, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they pulled up on me like task force. I'm sitting there looking crazy, Jones, and you know what I mean? Because I want to hit, I want to drink, I want something, you know what I mean? I done ran out of money. But anyway, long story short, man, I'm sitting there, and my lady pulls up, a friend of mine pulls up, my sponsor pulls up, and my sponsor told me, Tommie, you're not making good choices right now. And she had already called my parents, and the first person she called was my pops and my mom, and she told them, don't give him no money.
Wow.
So she cut my enablers off, my ace in the hole. Cause I called, that was the first thing I did. I called my parents and Debbie already called and told us don't give you no money.
Bro, through better and for worse, bro.
Like,
that's
real.
No,
she didn't. I like, oh my God. So that's what made me want to get a hold of her. I got this money at home. I got to get some money. So when she came with the caravan, my sponsor said, Tommie, you're not making good choices right now. My buddy Clint said, if you need something, call me. And Debbie got on her knees. She looked at me. She said, Tommie, it's a choice you have to make. We can't make it for you. And they left me in that park, bro.
All of them. They just left you by yourself.
Left me by myself.
Wow, man.
So I sat there for a while, man. I fired up my car and I went to my sponsor's house and I went to detox, bro. And the next day was April 1st. That was in 2005. That's when my clean day started. Because when I went in there, Debbie stuck with me, man. She had my back and she was like, you need to do something different, Tommie. So I like, okay, let me do something different. Let me like at least read the literature, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that book changed my life. That was the beginning of it all. That was the beginning of it all. Her and God, and then like, cause I loved her, and I knew she loved me. So, I got to get honest, right? And I got these secrets, and they say the solution lies in the steps. So I like, okay, I got to do these things. I ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna go back to what I do. So once I got home, I sat down with her, and cause recovery takes courage.
Yeah,
you got to have courage to come out of your comfort zone. So it took courage for me to sit down with her and tell her the truth about what she needed to know. And I got a sponsor, and I worked the 12 steps, and I told him things I never told another human being, not even her. But I told her what she needs to know. But I had these other secrets that I told my sponsor. And that's where the freedom came from.
Okay.
I got total freedom from that through working the 12 steps. They say the solution lies in the steps. It's true. But I can sit here and say that, and then another addict listen to that. They probably won't understand it because it doesn't work if you don't do it, if you don't live it.
Yeah.
You got to live it to understand it. That's the key. Mm-hmm. You got to say, okay, let me give this thing a shot and see what they talking about.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to give it a shot.
To me, there's a couple really important keys that I want the listeners to pay attention to. For one, the fact that you prayed for an amazing woman, that compassion that she had for you to, I think it's so sad when I hear couples that are going through it. One couple doesn't really understand addiction. The other one is just stuck in it, doesn't understand it. For you to say that she was in recovery too, she probably had that compassion. She loved you. Right. You know what I mean? And that's how she showed her love. I think that's a huge thing. And, hearing the fact that you're left there at this park, I'm sure the devil was on you like, come on, Tommie, we could go. But still, you held yourself accountable. You still made the right decision. You went to your sponsor's house. And I'm sure, bro, I could almost guarantee that devil was on your ass at that moment, bro.
You wouldn't even know. I'm not sure what the podcast is based on, but if it's on God, I have testimonies about spiritual situations that happen in my life that I know about spirits. When you say the devil, just like in life, right? We got good people, we got bad people. There's good spirits and there's bad spirits. And them spirits will get on you, just like you say, and it's real. I'm a firm believer in that. Spirits, yeah.
Man.
I lived it.
So that fear, I mean, I can only imagine, bro, being sober for 3 years, falling into that, trap for a couple days, the darkness, the depression, the way that you must have felt. Good for you, bro, doing your thing and still going to your sponsor, handling your business. So you checked yourself right into detox.
Right back.
Read that book.
Changed my life. That was the beginning of it all. But what it made me realize, though, also, because my spirit was broken, and when I came back to the rooms and I saw the people that were there carrying the message, you know what I realized, Buddha? It's not a game. It's not a game. I knew I was going to get 3 things out of this. And they say that at every meeting when they read the literature: jails, institutions, or death. There's no such thing as a successful drug use for me anymore. I might go out there, and get high for a little while, but once you get that seed planted in you, it ain't even fun out there no more. Like what I look like running around out there at my age, like now, and they own some other stuff now.
Man.
It's what, we in 2023?
Yep.
My clean date 01, I don't know what they doing out there no more.
Bro, you don't want to.
I ain't trying to find out. They say the game remains the same, but the players change. I think the game didn't change and the players.
Everything. It's gotten more evil. I mean, we were just talking to, who did we have in here? One of the guests that we had recently was saying, like, back in the day, you go get pills off the street or something, like, you didn't have to worry about what was in it. You knew you were getting what you were getting, all of that. You know, everything that we see now from when, you know, you and I were initially here as text to like now, I think it's probably, I mean, I don't know the percentages, but I'm guessing it's over 90% of it is all fentanyl, bro. Like
Wow.
it's a rough one, bro. And this one, who did I hear say, you know, treating clients that are on fentanyl like they're on hospice care? Because have you ever seen an OG fentanyl smoker? You know what I mean? It doesn't exist.
No.
It doesn't exist. This thing is taken from these young people, and it's getting scarier and scarier, bro.
Wow.
You know, and my baby's in 6th grade.
Right.
My son is in 4th grade. Like, I worry about them all the time. All the time.
That fentanyl is so easy to...
Yeah.
Different. It's different.
Yeah, it's different, man.
And it's dangerous.
Man, and you still with your ride or die today.
Man, that's my ride or die for life right there.
That's what's up.
I got that on the bathroom. Well, not anymore. We had the bathroom remodeled. I got her name and my name for life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's her name?
Debbie,
this is for you right here. I want to thank you for helping take care of my brother Tommie, man. It's been a blessing to know this guy. So that's for you right there.
Yes, Lord.
So you got a family you got a beautiful family. Now, how has your life changed, man, since all of this?
It's beautiful. All the kids are doing good.
Good.
They're all being very, very independent, which I love.
Okay.
Because I was kind of strict, you know what I mean? Not strict, but I didn't want to be an enabler like my parents. You know, my pops, he's so kind-hearted. You be like, hey, Pops, I need a place to stay. He'll let you come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm the same way, but I need to hear what plan is like.
It reminds me of
I need
Friday.
to know.
I need to go to the bathroom. Number 1 and number 2.
I don't mind, like, all the kids are out of the house. There's just me and Deb and little Leo, the dog. And but we had, like, my daughter and one of our other daughters come back for a little while. But I'm cool with that because they have a plan. Yeah. You know, and I firmly believe they respect our
like privacy.
Privacy, yeah. They let us have our world. God bless them. They good kids. They all doing good. I love them dearly, and I'm so proud of them. They all doing good. We got 7 between the 8 with Brittany, and yeah, they all doing so good. I'm so proud of them.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's a huge blessing. For anyone who's not in the studio, he got a big smile on his face right now.
Yeah. I love to see young people do good.
Yeah.
Because my younger years went down the drain, you know what I mean? From 1984 all the way to I got out the pen 9/12/01 when those planes ran into those.
Oh man.
I got out the day after.
Oh, that's a hell of a
and
time.
And I paroled here. It wasn't even my idea. I got to mention my bro, Steve, because Steve's like, hey, T, let's don't go back to Phoenix. And I'm like, why? He said, because we going to get caught up. Because everybody we know was on the streets. I'm like, man, you right. And I'm like, well, where we going to go? There was another brother in there. Can't remember his name. Him and Steve kept in contact. He like, man, I'm at this halfway house down here. It's all good. Y'all should come down here. And that's what we did.
Wow.
Been here ever since. He married, got a family. You know, a lot of good people end up addicts on the streets, never make it out because of the jails, institutions, and death. We were just blessed enough to make it out. Most addicts are very smart, resilient people. They get clean and just thrive.
Mm-hmm.
It's that disease that keeps us locked down. It's almost like you say the devil himself.
Mm-hmm.
Get his foot on your neck and just hold you there, you know?
That's crazy.
Ain't that crazy?
And when you were working here, what do you feel was what you could provide to these clients? Like, what was one of the things that you would use to help reach people? Because in my opinion, looking at you speak to people, it always felt like you had their respect and that you always had their ear whenever you opened your mouth.
I always was trying to plant that seed. I was always giving them my experience, my strength, and giving them hope. Because that's what was given to me.
Yeah.
Literature says we must we got to give back what was so freely given to us. That's the only way to keep it. So I'm always willing to give my experience, strength, and hope to them because they don't realize they were helping me too. It's like a two-way street. Because one thing I realized that my disease always wants me in my old behavior. Angry, resentful, hostile, and isolation is its goal. It always wants to get me alone so it could do what? What it always does, trick me into trusting it. Once it gets me alone and make me feel like using is a good idea, nobody cares, I don't give a, old behaviors and attitudes are not caring. So my biggest thing, I went and spoke at this treatment facility and this gentleman asked me, what's the one thing that I can give him the value the most? And my answer was to him, just don't try to stay clean by yourself. Like me personally, I'm an addict, so when I'm alone too much or all the time, I'm in bad company. I can't stay clean by myself. You know how I figured that out? Because I didn't get clean by myself. Mm-hmm. I had Debbie, I had my sponsor, and then eventually I got sponsees, and then I started doing service work, and then I had a home group, working steps, and all these things. It's like this combination of things that work, to get you going, to get you where you need to be. And then once you get to a certain plateau, you can, like I have sponsees that we help one another. It's a two-way street. It's like a parallel thing, Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had your boy in here. Last episode actually just dropped. Nate.
Yeah, I was listening to it. He did good.
Man, he's incredible, bro. He's incredible doing his thing, man.
But I'm kind of jealous, man. He got to get the Snoop Dogg song, dog. Da, 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 da.
Bro.
That's pretty tight.
Hey, you know what? We had this on such a quick notice, bro. I could have thrown
I start to hit you up and tell you put some sugar free on,
Oh, man.
That's my dude right there.
Baby,
but we could have found a good one, though. He got some amazing music, man.
Some sugar free, man.
Free. That's my dude. He cracks me up with his music. Yeah.
Like, how do you say you're from the streets without telling us you're from the streets? Put on that sugar free.
Real quick.
That's cool, man.
That's just fun to me. I like his music. It's fun.
Yeah, me too. I like his music. I got to see him and Warren G, and they had this huge West Coast Fest concert that came a couple years back. Bone Thugs was there.
Oh, that's
Exhibit. I mean, bro, it was nuts.
Dig
It was
that.
nuts. I was afraid the whole time that the place was gonna get shot up.
Right.
It was a good concert.
Oh,
though.
dig that. I would have been too. But they more old school, so.
Yeah, I got you, bro. You want me to throw something on for your intro, homie? I got you. I'll make that happen for you.
Oh, that's all good.
What you want some sugar free on there?
Yeah, we'll find something. Something legit though. I don't want
Our Father who
art in heaven gave me a beating up. But we can't do the I never hit a woman. Nah, but I slapped. We can't do that.
All right, I won't do that one.
Because, Sugar Free, he be clowning, boy. He's funny, dude. I laugh at him because, some of the things he say, I just where does he come up with these things? I be cracking up, dude.
I saw an interview with him a while back, and he was talking about his baby's mother had taken his kids away from him.
That's why he does what he does.
You can see that resentment in him when he's talking about it.
He talks about it in his music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We were watching, that was a video I saw of him. He's getting ready and he's putting on he's got his nails are all clean, his perm is
that
all.
dude was for real, man.
So funny, man.
I got to see him down there on Van Buren back in the day. He used to blow the spot up, man. It was crazy, but I didn't know who he was then. But
yeah.
But he mentions Van Buren, Arizona in his music a lot.
Does he really?
Yeah, because he used to love to come down here back in the day. But that was back in the day. He probably don't come no more because it's not the same anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I bet. I'm gonna have to find that, bro. You have to send me that track. Maybe we'll do that one.
Okay.
All right, man. And Tommy, do you have any other words of advice or hope, bro, other than, like you said, the community aspect, being involved with other people? Don't get sober by yourself.
Right.
What other advice would you give somebody who's in the middle of that addiction right now? Like, you know how the devil lies to you. He throws those lies in your head. Mm-hmm. Is there anything you can say to somebody who's listening right now that may have just relapsed or afraid of how their family's going to react? How am I going to get clean again? Any of that?
Yeah, just easy does it. Keep it simple and just do the next right thing. And I don't know, the rooms aren't for everybody. That I understand. But there's resources and places and people that's willing to help. Just like the ARC, they forever trying to help struggling addicts. But it's hard to help someone that don't want to help themselves. But you also have to look at the choices that you're making, right?
Yeah.
You got to think about it, okay? You keep making this same decision over and over. Sometimes, like me, I used to do it and think it was going to be different. Doing the same thing, expecting different results, right? Insanity.
Are they seriously drilling right now?
Is that what
I
they do?
just started.
I thought a song was coming on.
Hey guys, if you're listening, I mean, we're getting towards the end here. They're drilling right now. This place it never sleeps, man. Okay.
Oh, they stopped.
There we go. And there it goes.
Whoop, there it is.
Watch, hold on. Let me see where they're at. Maybe I can have them just hold up for 5 more minutes.
Yeah. We'll close it up. Oh, they stopped.
So, but no, man. I mean, thank you so much, Tommie, for coming through and shedding light, bro.
Oh man, appreciate it. Anytime, man. No problem. Shoot, that's what I do. Shoot, people ask me to speak, I go. I just spoke at conventions. I got CD. You know, I used to think I was about to blow up, but you can't blow up in an anonymous program. It ain't gonna happen.
Oh man.
But yes, I do want to thank you, Tommie, for coming in and chatting with us. It's always good to talk about your testimony, but I know it can be nerve-wracking, and I know that your story is going to reach somebody.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a pleasure meeting you, Michaela.
Yes, you too.
Hey, you know what? To all the listeners out there, this has been one more episode of the Arcast. Give it up, give it up.
Yay.
Thank you so much to my boy Tommie for coming through. Michaela, thank you so much for joining us. To everyone who's out there, please make sure that you share this with one of your friends or your family members, whoever it may be. You know, we hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. Much love, God bless, and we will definitely see you on the next one. Peace. What's going on, everybody? This is Buddha from the Arcast, and I just wanted to thank you for checking out this week's episode. It means a lot, and if you could share it with a friend or a loved one, somebody you need in recovery, or maybe somebody who just needs that little bit of extra positivity in their life, we'd greatly appreciate it. If you would like to join us here on the Arcast, either in the studio live or online, hit us up. The links are down in the show notes of this episode, and on there, you can find direct links to our main website here at Americas Rehab Campus and all of our social media platforms. Follow us. We keep the posts positive and motivational, focused on recovery, health, and wellness. As you know, in this modern day and age, we need as much love as possible, y'all. And as always, if you or somebody you know is in need of substance abuse treatment, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We're open 24 hours a day, and our direct phone number is 1-833-272-7342. Once again, that phone number is 1-833-272-7342. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Much love and God bless. Peace.